Velvet Assassin. That's what we're here for tonight. Well, Velvet Assassin inspired me to make a short film based on the protagonist from Velvet Assassin, Violet Sasbo. She was a British spy back in World War II who unfortunately was betrayed by the French and then was caught by the Gestapo, taken to a concentration camp, and then information after that is kind of spotty. There are some reports that she was killed. There were other reports that said her body was never found. So who knows? So I really like this idea of this Violet Sasbo. Though in Velvet Assassin they call her Violet Summer to kind of slightly distance themselves from history. And in my short film I call her Violet Rain. And my film is very distant from historical fact. My film is very much more based in Nazi mythos. Wunderwaffle weapons and the Nazi UFO and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, just to try and keep Zenithfilms play more tailored towards, what it is that I do, which is I am a filmmaker essentially. I'm going to show you Violet Rain right now, but rather than we'll all just sit here and watch, I'm actually going to give you some commentary while we watch it. And if you want to actually watch it with no commentary, I suggest you head over to my YouTube channel and have a watch for it yourself and bump up my views. So here we go. This is Violet Rain.
Okay, Violet. One final question for my report. Tell me about Kamla.
It was September 1945. The war was over.
That was Steve Brown doing the voice of the psychiatrist, and as you can tell, the voice of Violet is done by the wonderful Olwen Davies.
Kamla wasn't going to
Though
stop.
she doesn't play Violet, Violet here is played by the equally wonderful Emma Holdcroft, who came in last minute to do this film for me.
Verdammte Scheiße. Jetzt bewachen wir die jüdischen Relikte und wofür?
This is actually correct German, from the era as well. It was translated for me by a lovely lady that worked at indietrailers.com, and then I had a friend in Germany actually do the dialogue for me, so you couldn't get it any more spot on.
Wenn du weiter so redest, muss ich dich des Verrats wegen exekutieren.
What an awful thing to say.
Was that necessary?
There's no such thing as a simple death, just a release.
And the reason why Olwen is doing the voices and not Emma is Emma agreed to do the film as long as she didn't have to do the dub. Because
Solves that problem for
Emma
you.
is from the north of England and was concerned that she wasn't going to be able to
And
pull
where
off
was Kamla?
a southern English
He was
accent.
upstairs.
And here is me doing my best German accent.
So, she is here.
I am aware. Why don't you go meet our guest?
And Alina is a friend of mine as well who helped me at the last minute. This film was supposed to be with different actors, but they all had to move on because this was the end of university.
Die Glock, the Nazi UFO.
Now, the otherwise known as the Nazi Bell.
To a German scientist to build a spaceship.
Apparently, they did build it and tested it, and it could do anti-gravity and stuff.
Crowning achievement. I took no pleasure in my actions.
I know some Americans that would disagree.
Churchill told me wars are won in the shadows.
Oh, the reason for why it's all in this kind of comic panel stuff is I wanted it to feel like those
When
old
the
Commando
Yanks
comics I
requested all
used to
German
read when I was a
scientists be
boy.
extracted, I almost felt guilty. Almost.
And there is one of the Nazi Wunderwaffles. Wunderwaffle just meaning sort of wonder gun, you know.
Not now.
Ah, yes. Flashbacks about Salon La Tour. Tell me about that.
Salon La Tour is where
I
she
was
was betrayed.
betrayed. soul.
So this kind of happens
Not been
after
right.
her being captured and then
Death dances
being
across
freed.
my path, saddles up and smiles.
The reason why she takes morphine is
I
a
see Dr.
direct
Wilson
reference
prescribed you a
to
morphine
Velvet
mix to
Assassin, and we'll
stabilise
talk
yourself.
about that when we're playing the game.
I was beaten. I was broken. And Cameron didn't ask me any questions. He didn't ask me anything to me.
Yes, she'll be fine. Eager to get back to it. No, Winston, no. There's no chance the baby survived.
Now, Alina plays Helena Blavatsky, who was a witch that Kamla and
Helena
Himmler
Blavatsky, shouldn't you be dead?
did a lot of research into her readings.
You make a terrible guest, duh.
Now why would a Russian be working for the Nazis?
Who said I was working for the Nazis?
And she was a great believer in the
They are linked to
Aryan
an
race, which
Duh.
is...
The great Aryan race will live again. The gates to Shambhala will be opened.
You fascists are all the same. Lunatics.
And that's why she can do stuff like that.
It appears the great violet rain has been somewhat overrated.
Have I now?
But you can't beat Violet.
Do svidania.
This Christendom. The greatest pestilence. which
This
could have
speech
befallen
was
us in
actually
history,
apparently said by
which is weakened us for
Himmler,
every conflict.
so I kind
We
of
must finish
took it
him.
and gave it to Kamla.
Gentlemen!
That camera angle was inspired by another video game called Ace Combat Assault Horizon. You do this kind of track camera on the gun and all the dirt and shit goes into your face.
I couldn't hit him.
Still using your father's revolver. How quaint.
And yeah, the tie in that was very, very Sin City.
Don't you know me, girl? The world.
This
doesn't
little
want
speech I actually lifted from The Last Boy
everybody
Scout.
else. You're going to lose.
And of course, you can't have a magical Nazi movie
Smile for me.
without.
Yes. Nazi zombies.
There's much more light than the house of God.
I wasn't sure that was actually going to work, they're diving off the castle and that, but it actually came out pretty well.
Was the girl with Kamla your...
I don't know if she's my child or my clone. But this changes nothing.
It doesn't?
I am Churchill's mad woman. His angel of death. And I will be the last thing that Kamla sees.
So yeah, this tune, obviously a nice bit of drum and bass here. This was actually made for me. There's the wonderful Emma Holcroft by a DJ friend of mine, DJ Scuff. There's Alina. She's now somewhere in Europe working at some ski resort or something. She's living at large. Emma did a couple of films for me, but then she became a mum and had no more time for my nonsense. So this, well, like I said, this was inspired by Velvet Assassin, and I was thinking about turning it into a sort of running series, or maybe even trying to turn it into a full feature film. Yeah, there's German translation by Layla Lala. She did it for free. I just said, oh, I need some help, and they are. This is the history of the characters coming up. So, you know, they're based on real people, but obviously in kind of unrealistic circumstances. There is a kind of pseudo prequel that we have actually filmed with Olwyn that I've not actually got around to cutting, called Nancy Wake. And Nancy Wake was another, she was a soldier, Australian soldier in World War II, a female soldier, and apparently she really enjoyed killing Nazis. Apparently she killed 30 Nazis during the war or something like that. Yeah, Emma stepped in last minute. Della Day was originally penned in for playing Violet, and her fiance was going to be playing Kamala. But unfortunately, by the time I'd got it scripted and storyboarded, they'd left Leicester, which is where we all knew each other. That's where we were studying, and they'd gone back down south, and it just wasn't possible. So Emma stepped in for me to do it, and I obviously did Kamala. I was also all the scientists, and I was also playing all the Nazis as well. 2012 is when I made this, so what, 6 years ago? Which I think was a couple of years after Velvet Assassins, because I remember seeing Velvet Assassins when it was called Saboteur and thinking, wow, I like this, that'd be really cool. And then when I started to get into green screen stuff and that, it was like, yeah, I can make a film about that. And I wanted to use the comic book styles. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Commando comics. They were quite big back in like the 50s and 60s. I think they still do them today, but they were always like the stories of heroes in World War II, and that was kind of the inspiration for the art style. Now, yeah, like I was saying, we have actually filmed a sort of pseudo prequel called Nancy Wake, and Olwyn plays Nancy Wake, and it's her attacking. It's during the liberation of Paris. And you see, and it's all very diesel punk. They've got giant mechs that they're storming Paris in, and she's riding through all the debris on a monocycle. And she eventually breaks into this lab and kills all these scientists and has to fight these half human, half robot Nazi war machines, and eventually breaks into the basement and finds Violet, and she's the one that broke Violet out, which is then how Violet Reign continues on. It's all been filmed, I just haven't been able to get round to cut it. It's just another one of those films that's sitting on the shelf waiting to be cut. But yeah, that was Violet Reign, my second professional film as Zenithfilms, my first being Bonnie and Clyde We Rob Banks. And I can still watch it today. I still enjoy watching it today, whereas a lot of my older work I go back and I'm like, oh, I can't watch this. But you know, I think that's got promise, that it'd be something I'd like to go back to and make bigger, you know, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let's play the game that inspired the film. And I had to do a load. I tried this last Saturday and it played like garbage. And I had to do a load of fixes and, you know, pissing about in the config files, you know, the usual stuff I have to do when trying to play and stream these sort of older games. Minnie Vartlin, I shall have to look her up. I wanted to get Hedy Lamarr in the film as well. If you don't know, Hedy Lamarr was an actress, but she's also known for her work with radio signals, which is why we have Wi-Fi today. That's all because of Hedy Lamarr. So I was going to bring her in as like sort of like Violet's sort of Doc Brown, so to speak. Right, we'll start a new game. And we'll go on normal. Yeah, I realise that. So again, I think this game kind of takes place after she'd been captured and then subsequently escaped, or she's about to be captured and you stop her being captured, so you kind of change history.
I long to be back in the war. That was my true home. We were inhuman beings. Butchers on a field full of corpses. Corrupt and depraved. Only a sum of viscera, blood and bone. Creatures without souls.
No, it wasn't that hype, Swifty. In fact, it didn't do very well in the reviews. And there's reasons why, which I'll get into.
I was flown back to France to blow up a gigantic fuel depot, which the Germans had built in a bunker on the Maginot Line. The Reich was running out of oil. They guarded every barrel like the crown jewels. The main entrance was secured like the Führer's bunker. Fortunately, every rat's nest has a second entrance. I had to try and find it. I jumped over a wooded area that bordered on the rear of the complex. Unfortunately, my equipment was stuck at the top of a blasted tree during the landing. To make matters worse, I saw that the area was guarded by Waffen-SS troops. Those units had one basic rule: take no prisoners. Exactly like me.
Okay. One thing I do love about this game, love this art style. See, now that's my pack that I somehow can't get hold of. I mean, come on, you could easily shimmy up that, couldn't you? Now there's still a few weird issues that I can't get rid of, like if you end up running against something, the camera starts shaking. And I don't know why it does that. I turned off VSync, I've turned off motion blur. It's alright when you're stealthing. Now, the reason why this didn't do very well is because it's a stealth game that gives you no leniency. You know, like with say Tenchu, you can attack the level in any kind of way you like. You know, the level is there. Here's the level. You know, here's the enemies. Have at it. You know, stealth kill them, don't stealth kill them. You know, the choice is yours. In this game, it's very, very linear. You have got to do the section the way the level designer mapped it out, you know. And
I could
if
easily take the soldier out of the way. I only had to be careful creeping up on him.
And if you don't adhere to the way the level has been designed, you're dead. You know, it's I kind of, the best way to describe it is kind of like a puzzle stealth game. Each little area is a puzzle that you've got to work out how to do in the right order. And once you know it, bosh bosh bosh, you can get through it. But if you don't know, you're just going to constantly get spotted and killed.
Sollen Sie die doch vergammeln lassen in Ihrem Drecksbuch.
Obviously that was fairly simple. Now you can shing shing if you want, but, and again you can pick up bodies and hide them, but there's no point hiding him. Now there is one thing about the game, is there are collectibles that you can find, and the collectibles give you points, and the points allow you to upgrade your character. That's one of the only minimal sort of RPG elements to the game. Where is it? There. And the only way to do it is with EXP points, and the only way you get EXP points is by finding collectibles, not from killing people, which you'd think is where you would get EXP points. It's about finding cigarette boxes and all this other weird stuff. And there is, I believe there is 5. No, it doesn't actually tell you till you finish the game. But I think there's 5 in this level, and so far I've only ever found 1. So I'm going to see if I can do a little bit more reconnaissance. And look at that massive saving content. You can tell it's an old game, can't you? It's like normally it's a little icon in the corner, but now it's like saving. Just, you know, just so you know. But yeah, so because of that kind of linearity to it, that kind of unforgivingness that this game has to the kind of stealth mechanics, is why I think this game didn't do very well in the review scores, which is why, you know, the game didn't get much hype. It kind of came out and got sort of, there was a little bit of controversy. There was a bit of controversy saying how they've sexualized Violet and all this, you know, all the usual fucking nonsense you hear. It's like, I don't see how she's
had to wait
sexualised.
until they separated.
You know, it's like it's not like she's got a massive pair of tits bouncing around and she's stealthing around in a thong or something, you know. It's like, I just think people just like to complain. It's like listening to these fucking dildos on YouTube complaining about bloody Star Wars. Oh, I can hide in the bushes. Cool. Let's go hide in the bushes.
Falls er überhaupt noch was peilt. Der ist schon wieder sternhagelvoll. Kein Wunder. Was der erlebt hat, ist nicht so leicht zu verdauen. Naja. Ich vertrete mir noch ein bisschen die Beine. Mach das.
You're dead. Now I'm going to quickly move his corpse. Okay. Worry that your buddy's disappeared. Now I have mucked about with the config files to make this game just a little bit easier to play. The field of view I've extended so you've got more of the playing field to see, and I've made her crouch walking a little bit faster as well, just to give me just a little bit more of an edge, because this game gives you none. And you're dead. Ooh. Hey, there's my first collectible. Shall we see what these crazy collectibles are? A ring. So I just killed him and stole his family heirloom. Oh yeah, Alice Madness Returns. Yeah, absolutely. I've never played it, I've just watched it, but yeah, I can definitely, let me see, that it has got that real kind of dream-like feel to it, hasn't it? I do, I love it. I love the art style of this level. It doesn't really continue on throughout the game. The game kind of, as it goes on, the levels just get... there's another one. A lighter. Wow, a lighter. Okay, can't go through the door. And now we go into pseudo first person mode. And you can only do it when you're crawling and you've got no ability to attack or anything. It's just purely here for this. Saving! Oh, later on, the level design, it kind of gets a bit bland, shall we say. It doesn't kind of keep up with this really cool sort of art style. Every level seems to be at this time of the day, but it just starts to get... I don't know, it's like, you know, as they were going on, maybe they were running out of money or something, I don't know. It just, as it goes on, it kind of loses a little bit in the kind of art style and design. I've got full health. Right, now this is the morphine mechanic, which is something that I brought into my Violet Rain film. Basically what it is...
I could use the morphine here to increase my chances.
Your chances? Yes. Basically what it is that this is memories that we're playing. You know, Violet's currently in bed, you know, getting over something that happens to her later on in the game. And basically what the morphine is in the game is a get out of jail free card. So if you end up fucking up and getting spotted, you've got one chance to get out or kill the person that spotted you, and I'll show you now. Boom! And there's a little timer on it.
They won't be doing anything to anyone ever again.
And that allows me to do that. So it's like, I suppose it's a weird kind of bullet time, I guess. Wow, I'm doing alright for fucking collectibles this time through. I would like to go over there, but I've just got a feeling that he's going to see me if I try it.
Junge, Junge. So viel Spannung ist ja kaum auszuhalten.
Das ist ein
Yeah, see, I missed 2 collectibles. No idea where they are. But you can't kill that guy above you, obviously, because I killed everyone. So that's level 1. You see, I think this background image, this is when the Gestapo came for her. But of course in the game you kill them all and run away. But yeah, I think that... Hold on. Are you talking?
The first step was done. I was finally in the bunker. The fuel depot was certain to be in the lowest level to protect it from bombing raids. The mishap with my lost equipment would not stop me, but without explosive charges, the situation was hopeless. But the Germans were sure to have explosives stored somewhere in the bunker. Soon they would see what they were good for. A German fuel depot and an explosive charge sounded like a very promising combination. The problem was I had to be back outside before this rendezvous developed chemistry.
Was that radar? Yeah, it is good they use the German language, absolutely. You know, they do try to keep it kind of, you know, as close as you can get, I suppose, to that kind of time
Lockers like
period.
this often had useful things in them.
Did they, Violet? Well, look at that. That's rather useful. A silenced gun. Now, normally it's only got 7 rounds. I upped it to 14 because I'm a cheating bastard. I just wanted to give myself a little bit more of an edge. Because the morphine mechanic is purely in this game to give you that edge, because they knew how tough the stealth was. It's one of those games where you know, you play, you die, you play, you die, you play and fail. You know, and then eventually you're like, oh right, yeah, this is the map I have to do, and then once you do that, boom. Have you ever seen the film The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas? No. Is that the one? All I know of that, I believe, is a poster where there's 2 kids separated by a fence. One's wearing the striped pyjamas and one's not. From that poster, it didn't look like it was a film I was going to have any interest in, so I didn't bother watching it. Ah, right. Oh, a collectible. Excellent. Still 2 down, which pissed me off. There you go. I'm not an expert. I had someone complain at me today on YouTube that an 8-year-old could play games better than me. I was like, okay then. It's like, I play games for fun. I'm not pretending I'm a fucking expert or anything. Thank you for your shiny key. It was actually on, as I put the Kingpin video up today, and it was a Russian guy, and his English was awful, and it said 8-year-old playing better game you than or something, and I just replied, what? English, motherfucker? Do you speak it? It's pretty harsh, but I was just like, I didn't ask for your opinion, so jog on. Right, now here's another mechanic. The ability to make doors do as I wish. Because I mean, I've looked through keyholes in the past. I'm not going to tell you why, but last time I ever looked for a keyhole, I didn't have the ability to do that. But it's cool nonetheless. No, it's fine. I mean, the thing is, Kingpin, right? I ain't played that. Now that's the way you go through a door, Silent Hill style. Now, I mean, I haven't played Kingpin since 1999, so how am I expected to be bloody good at it 19 years later? Yeah, it was a solid burn. I don't like to do it, but I don't know. I didn't like to do it, but I've kind of got to this point now where I just don't care. You know, so if people want to be a dickhead, then they're going to have to deal with a dickhead response. Oh, he's coming back. Now, much in the same vein of Cheryl can't see anything if the torch isn't on, we are now apparently in complete darkness. That's why I've got this little purple glow over me and he's got the white glow around him. That means that we are invisible to the naked eye. Now, there's a few mods that turn it off, you know, and I was like, well, fair enough, but I kind of need it because sometimes you don't know if you're in shadow or not. You know, because I don't like, for instance, this light here. I'm not entirely sure how far its light arc goes, so kind of need the hint. I mean, granted, on the left there she's got a purple haze around her actual health bar, which is very Max Payne, that health bar, isn't it? But I don't want to keep glancing down to the left to see if I'm in darkness. And you're dead. We shall stick you in here. So yeah, so I upped her sneaking speed by a factor of 1, I believe. That's a nasty little knitted together texture there, isn't it? Okay, so what's through here? Oh, a shiny. Okay. What's back through here? Nothing. Is there a collectible though? They do seem to hide their Nazi memorabilia in the weirdest of places. What, is the boy in the striped pyjamas like a book or something? Saving! Hello, there's a collectible. Lovely. Oh, I've earned a skill point. Time to upgrade. Okay. Increase the morphine mode duration. Increase speed of sneaking. Well, I've already done that. Increase number of hits you can take. Let's increase my stealth sneaking even more. Oh, it would help if I did it right. There we go. It was based off a book. Oh, okay. Right. What's behind here? Alright, I can only carry one syringe at a time. I'm not an addict. Okay. Oh, what's that? That's Medicare. Alright for health. Okay, stairs. Where do these stairs go?
Careful, broken fragments. Creeping silently over that was impossible.
Okay, well, we should avoid it then. Oh,
Na,
look.
endlich mal was Richtiges.
So for this you have to utilize the radio.
Ah, sehr schön.
Oh, and you're dead. Thank you for the rusty key. Over here.
Ja, danke. Was ist denn das für eine Sorte?
God, fucking lie.
Französische Zigaretten.
Ja, da sitzt wenigstens was hinter. Nimm einen tiefen Zug. Haut rein wie ein Torpedo. Der französische Wein schmeckt auch besser als unserer.
Und die französischen Miete gehen auch.
Pick up collectible. Where? Ooh. Lovely.
Ich spioniere nicht für die Kettenhunde. Sollen die doch da machen, was sie wollen. Ich will's gar nicht wissen. Das ist die gleiche Scheiße.
Ist auch besser so. Du weißt gar nicht, wie sehr manche Scheiße stinken kann.
Was willst du damit sagen?
Vielleicht kommst du noch von selber drauf. Hier riecht's nach Desinfektion.
Chilling but unsurprising how an entire nation can be indoctrinated in such a way. Well, people like to follow, I'm
Du hast sie ja
afraid.
nicht alle. Ich gehe wieder.
They rarely like to lead.
I could make good use of the mask.
Ich hatte Kameraden, best und wenn's du nicht.
You got a B. I got a. What did I get in German? I failed German. That's how well I did at school. I didn't do very well at high school. It wasn't really for me. What's that? Oh. Morphine in the sink.
These letters often contained useful information. Very interesting.
A letter which could contain useful information.
Dear Gretchen, my thoughts turn constantly to how you are doing. Please don't worry about me. Even if so much is demanded of us, we will come through it together. Nothing bad can happen to me, for I sense that I have a guardian angel. Many of my comrades have wound up in hospital with poisoning just because they do not pay attention to their gas masks. But that cannot happen to me. Please don't worry about me. We are even safe from airplanes here. What could happen to me? Don't give up hope, dearest. Whatever happens. One day I will return home, and then I will always be there for you. Heartfelt hugs and kisses. Your Carl.
Yeah, our only option at school was German or French, but it wasn't an option. You were just given one or the other, and I was given German. And unfortunately, I come from a very, shall we say, on my mother's side, all of her brothers and that have all fought in, you know, in the army, the navy, and the air force. So they never had any good things to say about the Germans. My grandfather was a home guard during the Second World War, so things filter through, you know. So I didn't pay a great deal of attention to German. Then again, I didn't pay great attention at school. I spent most of my time down the local library and not at school. The school was shit. Well, my school was shit anyway. Can't speak for all schools. Alright, bloody hell. We get the idea. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I kind of changed the bloody... I've changed something for the worse, so I guess we're just gonna have to do that instead. I changed their ability to hear things as well. I think I might have made them a little too deaf. Also, I've just noticed something. This like weird that I actually got rid of that to a degree, but I had to restart my computer. I wonder if I have to do that every time. These old games, weird. I had to install like an old PhysX thing.
Zeug schmeckt wie die Socken vom Sturmführer.
Bestell dir doch einen Rehrücken mit Wacholderbeeren oder ein Stück Apfelstrudel mit heißer Vanillesoße.
Ist die Kellnerin noch gratis dazu?
Ja, mit Sahne und Fläumchen.
Das wäre mal eine anständige Bedienung. Hast du noch Zigaretten?
Nee, ich habe die Kippen im Quartier gelassen. Du kannst dir eine nehmen. Sie müssen direkt neben der Gasmaske liegen, neben dem Bett.
Da! Hast du das eben gehört? Hier läuft einer rum. Man sieht ihn nie, aber man kann ihn hören. Da! Still! Jetzt redet er wieder. Hörst du das?
Spinnst du? Ich höre nix. Was sagt er denn?
Das Feuer brennt. Verschlingt meine Seele. Das Ende ist nah.
To be fair, Swifty, that's pretty much the same in this country. If you want an education, it's college. School doesn't teach you
Du
anything.
spinnst. Du solltest nicht so viel Morphium nehmen.
Verdammt,
It did when I was at school, but I am 40, so going back quite a few years when I was at school.
Halt die Klappe!
Der dreht durch. Ich hau lieber ab.
These guys are having a right Barney. It's alright now. I solved his argument.
Der Feind! Der Feind ist eingedrungen!
How did you see his corpse from where you were stood? Well, select history. When I was at school, Raider, we were just taught the history of the town I live in. That's how select the history was at my school. And it was just about the court holes, about the weavers and stuff. And I was just like, how is the history of this poxy little town going to help me in the future? And I suppose you could say the same argument. How is trigonometry going to help me in the future? No collectibles. Saving! Yeah, I've totally fucked with their hearing a bit too much. So I guess you're gonna have to...
Gott, wie sie schon gespenst.
Oh, the monarchy, yeah, good luck reading the newspaper today about them banging on about some princess bride.
Warning. The door was electrified. I definitely had to turn off the power first.
Come on, you go down there. If I remember correctly, the puzzle is you have to shut the window. But of course, first time I didn't know that. Went up the stairs, went up there, and the matey boy spotted me, and I was ceremoniously killed. So I'm gonna do that. That's gonna piss him off. Oh no, it's not gonna piss him off this time because I've made them deaf. I'm gonna have to go back in there and change their hearing. They're a little too stupid. But hey, it makes for good Nazi killing. You see her bouncing as she's going up the stairs? I got rid of that, and now it's come back. So it's a very awkward game.
Power should be off now.
But then I suppose a lot of the games I play are old and awkward, so I shouldn't be surprised.
Very nice. That would do to blow up the fuel depot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd understand if our monarchy kind of actually did anything other than being a massive tourist attraction. You know, I mean, if our queen and that actually, you know, was like the queen of old, shall we say, or whatever, where she actually had control over the country and, you know, all that sort of malarkey, then I'd understand the you know, the attraction, and maybe I'd actually give a damn more than I do. But, you know, she is just a fucking tourist attraction. The entire family is. I know they do a lot of good for charity and stuff, which is good. How should you know, Swifty? Just pick up a newspaper. Just watch the BBC News. You'd be hard pressed to avoid it. Right, where am I going? Yeah, this way. I mean, granted, I'm currently killing Nazis for Queen and Country, but even back then, it's not like she was doing a huge amount for the country. It was, you know, it's all about Parliament. Well, I say it's all about Parliament. That's not exactly true either. It's all about the House of Lords. They're the ones that make the rules. And they're the ones that tell you if you can or can't do something. Hooray! More collectibles for me. And just a random hole. Anything over here? Nope. See all that real weird shakiness. I got rid of that. It's come back, the bastard. Saving! Get into the gas storage and plant the explosives. Righty-ho. Oh. More delights. Ah, what? Mask on.
That was the fuel depot. The room was full of poisonous fumes. In addition, there were explosive barrels everywhere. If firearms were used, everything could go up in a bang. Now I had to find a right place for the bomb.
Bist du ein gemeiner Dieb? Meine Güte, fängst du schon wieder an? Ein gottverdammter Dieb bist du. Den eigenen Kameraden Waffenbruder bestehlen. Das ist das Letzte. Mann, jetzt hör aber mal auf. Ich hab gar nichts geklaut. Lügner, du hast von meiner Schokolade gegessen. Du Dieb. Vielleicht ist es ja der Obersturmbannführer gewesen. Von wegen. Du hast wohl gedacht, ich merke das nicht, was? Aber da hast du falsch gedacht. Du Scheißdieb. Na, halt doch endlich die Klappe.
Over these
Hast du sonst
bloody
keine anderen Sorgen?
dudes do is argue with each other. No wonder they lost the war.
Jetzt gib mir sofort meine Schokolade zurück, du verdammter Dieb. Kannst du nicht ein einziges
Alright,
Mal
Fritz,
Ruhe
chill out.
geben?
It's just chocolate.
Da kommt dann ja der Kaffee hoch. Du bist der letzte Dreck. Ein asoziales Element.
You're gonna report him to the SD for eating chocolate. That's a bit strong.
Mensch, spuck mich doch nicht an, wenn du mit mir sprichst, du Arsch. Kannst du nicht die Rotze der Fresse lassen beim Reden? Du Saboteur. Ich werde
They're wearing gas. How do you know he's all snowy?
Schokolade klauen. Das gleicht Hochverrat.
Schokolade.
Du wirst schon sehen. Weißt du was? Du kannst dir deine Schokolade in den Arsch schieben. Mir wird das hier zu blöd. Ich geh wieder. Tickst du nicht ganz richtig.
Well, this is what you get for stealing his chocolate. You get to choke. Don't notice the woman sneaking away from you. Well, if they're not obsessed about the Royal Swifty, they're at the races kicking fuck out of each other. That seems to be the latest pastime for the so-called middle class. Oh dear. Shotgun shells. Yes, please. I do that, what's in here? Oh, goodies. No. Oh, I've got full. Okay, excellent. Still got my shotgun. Nice. Okay, right, let's go blow this place to Kingdom Come. See if we don't. Oh, you're dead. See you later.
Cemetery.
Fuck you. So I missed 2 collectibles again. How was I expected to get 20 silent kills when those last, what, 4 guys I literally had the shotgun in the face? I got agent this time. I suppose that's higher than the soldier. Ah, Paris.
In France, there was a man whom I'd always wanted to meet. Colonel Willy Schunsel, better known as the Butcher of Paris. It was no wonder that he was at the top of the list. It is just that so far no one had succeeded in coming close to him. We had learned that Schunsel wanted to see the looted art in the cathedral. As ever, he followed the siren call of gold. It was reported that every entrance to the interior of the cathedral was blocked, except for one door which led down into the crypt. However, the entire area was heavily guarded. I had to keep my eyes open, but an opportunity always arises.
Okay, right, it's just gone 9, so I think I'll go till about 9:30. That's alright with everyone. I mean, I suppose this level's got the same art style. Like kind of gold and orange. I do like it, it's really nice. It's a bit peaceful.
The House of God. Schunsel, where are you hiding? What are you praying for? Forgiveness of your sins?
Ooh, nasty! One in the nutsack. I don't think she needs to stab him again. I think he was pretty much fucking dead from that. Right, no. How much you want to bet they've hidden a collectible? You get points for killing Nazis and finding fucking memorabilia. Also, automatic climbing ladders. Weird. Wow, I'm so... I've nerfed them so badly. Fuck. Pretty much made that mechanic pointless now. Well, I don't want you causing me problems, so hope you enjoyed your last smoke. Oh, so he heard that though. But he didn't care because his buddy's body was in the shade. Oh, a shiny key. I'll take you.
Gestern haben mich 3 Franzosen angesprochen. Die wollten unbedingt der Waffen-SS beitreten.
Unbedingt?
Die sind fast auf den Knien gerutscht.
Die haben uns gerade noch gefehlt.
Was soll's? So wie die Lage steht, brauchen wir jeden Mann. Auch fremdvölkische Einheiten.
Ja, jeden Mann, aber nicht jede Memme.
Man merkt gleich, dass du noch neu bist. Hab schon viele gesehen mit so einer großen Klappe wie du. Die wandern immer als Erste in den Leichensack.
Ha, mich kann keiner umbringen. Ich bin schon tot.
So siehst du auch aus. Sieh zu, dass du wenigstens etwas lebendig wirst, wenn es ernst wird.
Was soll hier schon passieren? Hier ist es ruhig wie auf dem Friedhof.
Ja, ja. Pass bloß auf, während die Bonzen sich die Taschen vollstopfen, spielen wir hier die Zielscheibe für feige Attentäter.
Die sollen ruhig kommen. Umso besser, denen gebe ich gern was auf die Fresse. Außerdem holen wir uns hier nur zurück, was uns gehört. Was glaubst du, wo alle diese Schätze herkommen? Von Napoleon. Napoleon hat doch ganz
These
Europa
guys got a lot to
ausgeplündert.
say, haven't they?
Und denk an die Schande von Versailles.
Junge, der Krieg ist nicht ganz so, wie sie uns das auf der Akademie weismachen wollen. Die Wirklichkeit sieht etwas anders aus. Ich mein's nur gut.
Danke, ich kann schon auf mich selber aufpassen. Ich mache jetzt meinen Rundgang weiter.
Yeah, you better get back to your patrol. Good lord.
I could shoot at the oil pools to set the enemy on fire.
Yeah, we'll do that in a minute.
Scheiße, ein Attentäter! Oh.
God damn it.
Wir kriegen dich, da kannst du Gift aufnehmen.
Yeah, whatever you say, boss. What was it he says in Highlander? Whatever you say, Jack. You're the master race. I certainly ain't going across that bridge. Sucks to be you. In case you're wondering, he was stood on a pile of oil. Right. Where are these collectibles, you fucking bastards? I know you're hidden them. Oh yeah, but I thought America won the Second World War. I mean, that's what the movies keep teaching me. Have you hidden a collectible? You fucking have as well, you little wankers. Refuse to do what? did that help? I mean, it's fucking daylight. Fair enough, it's done now. Actually, I'm gonna move you, because maybe I'll open the door and some goose-stepping moron will see me. Saving! In case you didn't know. In case you missed it. Shit, you're back in the shade.
So ein Scheiß. Darf man hier nicht mal mehr rauchen? Sollen sie doch die scheiß Fässer woanders hinstellen.
Language, Timothy. Can I not? Why can't I hop over there and get behind him? Well.
Noch was gehört?
So he fucking heard that. He heard his mate die all the way over there, but didn't hear my... And I know my gun's silenced, but we all know in the real world a silenced gun isn't actually like... Oh, defend yourself! No. My whistlers become useless when I nerf them too much. Use wardrobes or toilets to hide from the enemy. Okay. Where is either a wardrobe or a toilet? I see neither. Oh, he's ragdolled. Oh, there's a toilet. Jesus, I just morph into it. No need to animate that. We haven't got... there's no time. No, I don't like being out in the fucking daylight. Like a vampire. There's a lot of them here. Gonna keep breaking fuses.
Ich würde ja lieber schön mit dem Boot auf dem Fluss rumschippern, statt hier dumm Wache zu halten. Ja, da wäre ich dabei. Aber wenn Schütze das erklärt, sind wir dran. Eben. Ist also besser, die Klappe zu halten.
He's loving being a German, isn't he?
Was für eine Scheiße hier.
This is probably going to be bad. Yeah.
Das Miststück ist noch hier.
No idea what I just did. Oh,
Scheiße. Jetzt wird abgerichtet. Ich will nicht nicht auf.
fuck off. And you too. Bastards. Normally that would have meant death, but because I've nerfed the game a little bit, I'm allowed to get away with it. I think I've nerfed it a little too much though. I want to say 2008, but I could be wrong. Now I didn't think about it. I had this on the 360 when I was living in Leicester and I was studying. I started studying in 2006, finished in 2007, finished in 2000. Yeah, 2008, 2009. I think I'm right actually. Now I'm thinking about it. That's a long. It was a long dark tunnel.
Ich kann es nicht abwarten, Gretel in dieser Uniform zu sehen. Darin wird ihr endlich der Respekt entgegengebracht, der ihr gebührt.
What uniform? How am I supposed to deal with you? I'm gonna go back to that long dark corridor.
Locked. First, I had to find the right key.
Well, there
The
you
key
go.
had to be here somewhere.
Yes, with Snitchel over here, I just don't know how I'm supposed to deal with him. You're never gonna get to see Gretel in whatever it is you were talking about. Ah, there's my shiny key. Alright. I'm hiding. You can't find me. There's a rusty key and an SS uniform. Okay. And I have to... And now I'm a member of the SS. Jawohl!
Ich sag dir, das waren bestimmt wieder diese feigen Widerstandskämpfer.
Mit Sicherheit. Halt bloß die Augen offen.
Hey, hey H Podcast, how's it going?
Posten in der ganzen Kompanie zugeteilt.
Mr. Collectible. Damn it. Oh well. Glad to hear it. Well, the sniper didn't seem to give a shit. But I saw a collectible, so I'm going back for it. Things are good, man. Things are good. It's been a very busy day of editing for me, as usual. Dude, are you going to walk away? Because you need to walk away. No, he's not, is he? He's going to be a git and just stand there. I don't know if I can stealth kill. I guess I can. SS stealth kill. Nice. Thank you for my collectible. I murdered you so I could get a sniper badge. Definitely. Oh, look, he was stood in a pool of oil as well. I didn't even notice that. Velvet Assassin is based on the real-life British spy Violet Sasbo. But this kind of subverts history a little bit, and we're basically just, it's a stealth game, it's a stealth puzzle game. I think it's the best way to describe it. It's not open stealth, it's more like you do exactly what it is they want. And the game will be your friend. But I've slightly nerfed the game. I think I've nerfed it a little too much, and I've made it a bit too easy. But that's fine, it makes for good viewing, you know, because killing Nazis, that never gets old. And I don't look anywhere near suspicious, do I? I mean, Slayaway Camp. What's that one? That's not the Pixel one, is it? Or is that another one of those asymmetrical slasher horror games? I've heard the name.
Ablöse.
Damn it, I thought this was the way to go. It is the way to go. Saving content. They did. Hugo Boss did make the Nazi costumes. I completely forgot that. That's why they look so. That's why they look really stylish. I mean, they were, you know, nasty motherfuckers, but they dressed well. Right, but enough of looking like the SS. It's time to go back to looking like the assassin we really are. Whoa, get in the shade. Right, now I remember this section being a right git when I played it on the 360. I remember hearing it quite a few years ago actually, that Hugo Boss made the SS and the Gestapo outfits. There's actually a character in history, I can't remember his name, but he was always referred to as the American Nazi, and he was a guy during, this was prior to the Nazis doing all this, you know, really horrible shit. But he was quite prolific in saying that the Nazi regime was the way America should go. But his nickname was the American Nazi, and I mean, obviously he changed his tune when he found out about when he found out about what they were actually doing. But he was a pilot, I believe, in the war. But at first he thought that it was a great idea to be a Nazi. I was actually going to use his character in the kind of remake of Violet Rain, but I said that's been put on the back burner along with a lot of things. Shit, why are we not? We are clearly in dark. Thank you. Good God, could there be any more? Right, is he doing a circuit? He is, isn't he? Isn't he? Yeah, he is. There he goes. You're not in darkness, are you? Come here, you stupid git. There we go, it's better. Hold still, Fritz. Oh, base of the spine. A lot of morphine just lying about. Where are you hiding your damn collectibles, huh? No. Okay, right. And you're out. Okay, I remember this being a lot harder, but then I had the 360 version where I couldn't piss about with the config files and make everything easier. Charles Lindenberg, yep, that's him. That's him. I heard about him on some history show, which is the same show I heard about Hedy Lamarr being basically the antithesis for Wi-Fi. Thank you for your I like rusty keys. Where are you hiding these collectibles? Yeah, I knew it. Because that's where I hide the honorary dagger of the army was given to the seasoned officers with a distinguished military career. That's where I'd stick it. Oh, I can upgrade. Increase morphing, don't worry about that. Increase speed, that's probably what I'm going to go for. Increase number of hits you can take. No, we're going for more sneaky speed. I tend to read a lot of really weird, obscure stuff, and also watch. I mostly watch American TV, but you know, not the shit stuff. Any secrets? No. Okay. I guess we're using this rusty key to go through the door. Anyone? No. Cool. I've got time to animate those doors. Oh, there's another collectible. Another lighter. Save it! In case you didn't know. Well done. Oh. So, let me guess, I can't open this gate. Okay. What's underneath the house? I always enjoyed maths as a kid. Ah, it's what's in this? A Luger. Why would I exchange my silenced pistol for a Luger? Maybe I'll need it later. Right, it's giving me the option, so I guess I should. Whoa, okay. I do believe that's a premonition because that's the last level of the game. The fuck? But I'm a member of the SS. Why did they suddenly lose their shit?
So eine Drecksau. Verkriecht sich einfach. Beim nächsten Mal, Dirne. Beim nächsten Mal.
Actually, I don't think he can come back down here, is he? But since my disguise appears to be useless all of a sudden. I don't get it. Was I spotted by a sniper or something? See one. I just don't get how the hell I'm supposed to get by all these dickheads. What? But I was in shadow. Okay, game's going a bit screwy. You couldn't possibly be in the only wardrobe in the entire vicinity. Hey dude. Oh, you absolute wanker. Made me waste a bullet. But hey, it gets rid of another one, I guess. I don't know. I don't get why they're all going fucking ape shit, but I'm gonna try the SS costume again. See, it looks like it's again, if I don't follow the path laid out for me by the level designer, the game just goes "Aah!" and just spazzes out on me. You know, no lenience.
That was his car, but Shunsel was nowhere to be seen. I had to find a way into the cathedral. He was probably already in there.
Alright, love. Yeah, knew it. Fucking collectibles. And you not... Oh, for goodness sake, up. Hey, there we go. Wow. A lot of people to kill. I didn't kill them all. But I did find all the collectibles though. So that's a bonus. And I think that will be... Wow, right, it's 10:15, so... Walt Disney's head, yeah, it's... You don't get to see it because it's got a Mickey Mouse mask on there. Oh... Okay, well I think that's a pretty decent look at Velvet Assassin. Though I did kind of nerf the game. We wouldn't have got as far if I hadn't have nerfed it. But I think I might have nerfed it a little too much. But then you just saw there that the game just freaked out because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. You know? So... yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why the game didn't do as well. They didn't make it open-ended enough. I mean, I do like it. I have actually finished it. I did finish it on the 360, so I will most likely finish it here as well. But we'll rotate back round to it. Because today I was going to do Tomb Raider, but I'll be doing Tomb Raider next Wednesday. Next stream might be tomorrow or Friday for some more Kingpin, but I'll see how I go in terms of work, and those streams will probably be from 8:30 onwards. Saturday will be some more The Cat Lady, because that seems to be going down pretty well, and Sunday will be more Silent Hill 3. Tomb Raider 1, the original Tomb Raider on the PlayStation. We did a stream of it a while ago now, when it's 50, maybe 2 months ago, and so I want to rotate back round to it. Oh yeah, I prefer the original Tomb Raiders. I mean, the new, you can't fault the new Tomb Raiders for being well-made games. They're just not Tomb Raider games in my eyes. They're just Uncharted with Lara Croft in them. But hey, that's just my opinion. But that will do for Wednesday's retro stream. A little bit of insight into one of the films I've made based on the game I just played. And I'm going to try and do that more often. There's not, I mean, I've not made a lot of films based on games. I have made a few, and there are a few films I've made that were inspired by certain other games, so I might do that too. You know, just a way to get more access to my work and how I made my work and why I make the work that I make, based, because I get inspired by video games and anime the most out of everything. So I just think it's cool to kind of revisit those things that inspired me, and they still do inspire me. I know when I played this on Saturday, I was like, oh, I want to get back to that Violet Rain project. It's like, no, you've got 3 million projects to sort out already. But I shall catch you all either in the week or on the weekend. So have a good rest of your week, guys, and I shall speak to you soon. All the best.